We're going to take a break, and we're going to return with more Friday Night at the Fights right after the Marley back here in Washington, D.C. We have a 6-rounder coming up right now, and let's check in with ring announcer Henry Jones.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This bout is scheduled for 6 rounds in the junior middleweight division. Your referee from Washington, D.C., Marshall Cunningham. Introducing the principals. First, fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing the black trunks, weighing in at 154.5 pounds, fighting out of Alexandria, Virginia, sporting a professional record of 7 wins, 4 defeats, 6 big KOs. Welcome, please, Anthony Ross. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red trunks. He weighed in at 154 pounds, from Washington, D.C. An undefeated record of 5-0, 2 by KO. Welcome, Kenneth Wack. 6 rounds.
Marshall Cunningham, the referee. Kenny Wack undefeated in his 6 professional fights. Anthony Ross 7 wins. He's been beaten 4 times, 6 knockouts. Been a professional since July of 1988. The veteran Marshall Cunningham in the ring for this scheduled 6-rounder. Wack became a professional also back in '88 in the month of November. His last bout took place just a month ago in August. And he comes out swinging right off the bat.
Well, he's got a great name, and in his case, I guess an apt name, Kenny Wack. In boxing parlance, whack means to punch. And Kenny Wack looks like a whacker.
Yep, we have speed, now we have whack.
We'll see if Wack can crack. Had some good scouting reports on Wack, and not only is he 5-0, people say he's a slick fighter and that has a lot of skills.
Has a physical advantage also. He's 3 inches taller, and while we don't have the full tail of the tape, the reach looks to be like one that is far greater than his opponent in this fight. And right now, he has intimidated his opponent, Anthony Ross, right here at the outset. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Well, we're looking at junior middleweights, and the physique and the height that Kenny Wack has. He looks a little bit like a young Tommy Hearns. Of course, Hearns came out of the amateurs 139 and then fought as a welterweight for so long. Fought a man who's here at ringside a couple times, Mr. Sugar Ray Leonard. But when you have those long, lanky punchers, sometimes those are the most dangerous guys around.
He continues to pile up the points, mostly with left hooks and right crossing. Very little usage of the jab thus far. First round.
Now Anthony Ross is fighting defensively. Doesn't want to expose his chin to Mr. Kenny Wack's fist.
Wack with 2 knockouts in his 5 professional fights, all victories. He starts off with the jab.
What Wack should be doing is going to the body. If Ross is going to keep those hands held up high by his head, the body is open. Really no offense by Ross. He's just kind of surging ahead with no apparent purpose.
Interesting attack strategy there. Not very aesthetic. Just coming in with the left, very wide left hooks. Just trying to push Wack back. First round. This is a scheduled 6-rounder.
Listen what I'm telling you, though. Listen what I'm telling you.
Kenny Wack back in his corner.
Lay down. Anytime you hit him with the
Pepe Correa.
Now, I want you to
trains and manages him.
Of course, Pepe also trained Sugar Ray Leonard.
It's a good first round for this 24-year-old youngster from Landover, Maryland. Born and raised in Washington, D.C. Landover, of course, what you might call a suburb of our nation's capital. Landed on the map really with the building of the Capitol Center, home of the Washington Bullets and the Washington Capitals of the National Hockey League.
Well, this is Wack's sixth professional bout. He's looking to go 6-0. Kenny Ross, on the other hand, already a journeyman, has lost 6 fights while winning 5. So just another test for a young prospect on the rise, Kenneth Wack.
And Ross, fully aware of his future as a boxer. He's a full-time worker for the District of Columbia Recreation Department. Actually, for the city of Alexandria, Virginia. Just watching Wack in the first round, and what we saw, the way he threw some really pretty hard punches. Are you surprised he has only 2 knockouts in this fight?
Well, not really, Spencer. As I say, I've had good scouting reports on him. I was intrigued by the name, but had people tell me he's an excellent prospect. What he's not doing is not putting his punches together in combinations.
So a lot of those big left hooks and just standing back.
In fairness, he's got a very awkward and erratic opponent in front of him. Ross, totally unorthodox.
Ross takes a right hand. Uppercut.
Still no excuse, though, for Wack not going to the body.
This is the kind of fight in which a youngster can learn so much. He can get those rounds in, which is so important at this stage of his development.
I don't know if he's going to run across too many guys with this weird style of Anthony Ross, but you have to learn to handle all types of opponents, and that's essentially what this fight is. Kenny Wack's a young fighter. He's still in the incubator, being carefully groomed by Pepe Correa.
At this point, he has not been in any trouble against 26-year-old Anthony Ross. And Mr. Ross is in a lot of trouble.
Well, that's the first good combination that Wack has teed off with. And again, Wack there, finally going to the body. He's got Ross covering up in that neutral corner.
Ross able to break free by throwing a pretty good right hand. But here he backs himself up and in the corner. Did it all by himself, too.
But right now, Anthony Ross is not fighting to win.
He's fighting the last 6 rounds. So you mentioned a very journeyman-like record thus far for Anthony Ross. He becomes a young man who will find himself in the ring and against a lot of comers as his career continues. But he's preparing for the future, which is nice to see, working for the Recreation Department of the city of Alexandria, Virginia. He had over 100 amateur fights. And yet his style is a rather awkward one, Mike.
Very awkward, erratic. You don't know what he's going to do. I think he's just got Kenneth Wack a little perplexed right now. There you see Wack teeing off.
You could say he's got Wack perplexed? Do you really think so?
Did you Wack what?
You said he had Wack perplexed. Do you?
No, I'm sorry. I said Wack is perplexed by Ross. What are you getting wacky on me, Spencer?
Oh, no. You said Whack is the one who's being perplexed.
Whack, crack, I got him confused.
No.
I do. I think Whack is perplexed by Ross's style.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it's a non-style style. The man's not fighting back. There's going to be so many bad jokes about this name, Kenneth Whack.
You're going to come up with most of them.
And not the Kenneth part. Well, now Ross is jabbing a little bit.
I could get him in a lot of trouble if we follow your line of logic here, Michael. But your point's well taken. An unorthodox fighter, one who does not do things the way you're normally used to seeing, takes a while to figure out just what it is he is doing, and it can be confusing.
Spencer, I'm surprised that a young veteran like yourself would use the term logic and boxing in the same sentence. We're within shouting distance of the Pentagon, and as you know, boxing and logic, it's like military intelligence, two words that don't belong together.
Really political editorials now, Michael.
That's the end of my political commentary for the night.
Keep it up, it could be the end of your political career. This is the third round of a scheduled 6th round.
Kenneth Whack, you look at him, obviously he's got the physical tools, and he's a very cool young man in the ring. He's just got to put his punches together.
Had that nice flurry in the 2nd round where he doubled up with a few, but right here you saw him lead with that left. It was a nice left, and nothing came after.
Well, he's not really sticking a jab in there. He's kind of pawing with the left hand.
At this point, I tend to understand why Kenny Whack has only 2 knockouts in his 5 fights. And it is because of that reason you pointed out. He doesn't double up with his punches. He doesn't follow up there. He's got him in trouble. Is he going to keep it up? Or is he going to pull back? Got the right in.
He landed a lead right, but yet no follow-up.
Anthony Ross is either hurt or very, very fatigued at this stage.
Anthony Ross is looking to go, but Whack won't take him out. Now there's another sign of inexperience. You see Whack leaping as he throws a jab. Really no need for that, just a waste of energy.
Well, Ross has made it through half of this fight. That's the 3rd round completed. This is scheduled 6th rounder, and of course still to come our featured fight of the evening. The heavyweights will step into the ring. Pinklon Thomas, the former WBC champion, will step into the ring against undefeated Riddick Bowe, silver medalist in our last Olympic Games.
After the jab, I want you to kill him in here with right hand and leave and come back and forth. Jab again. Jab, jab. Kill him behind the elbow and come back to that move. Is that clear? And keep the pressure on him. Goddamn it. Stop back.
Kenny Whack getting some instructions in his corner.
Put that pressure on him. Got it? Come on, now give it up, Whack. I gotta have it.
24.
I gotta have this round. Every second of it. You can stop him. Come on now.
Married with a
Get him stopped. Towel here.
has one son, one daughter,
Let's get the water out there.
and looking to go a perfect 6-0. And seemingly in not any trouble at this point.
I have it as a shutout for Kenny Whack, have him winning all 3 rounds.
You got him as 10-9s?
All 10-9s.
Well, Whack came out to start the fight. He got Ross in trouble. Right in the first few seconds of the opening round, it looked like this was going to be a quick put away. It has not turned out that way. Well, Ross has not given any indication throughout the first 9 minutes of this bout that he has any chance at all of winning.
Well, if Ross has accomplished anything, it's been to show, to demonstrate that Kenneth Whack needs a lot more schooling. This this is the kind of a guy he should dispose of, and dispose of summarily.
Steps back.
So far, the only way Kenneth Wack resembles young Thomas Hearns is in physique. Tommy Hearns so skillfully used to put those punches together. Now he's hurting whenever he throws the left or the right. He's snapping the head of Anthony Ross back. I just don't see the ferocity that you like to see in a young fighter in Kenny Wack.
Hasn't been far from a ferocious demonstration.
Earlier I had noted that he's cool, but maybe too cool, maybe chilling too much.
This one, the big one with the heavyweights. Pinkley Thomas against Riddick Bowe. Fight we've been waiting for tonight. Anthony Ross looks like he's going to make it through the 4th round. Has done just that. You mentioned Pepe Correa, his manager. And just what do you tell a young fighter at a stage like this, where he's putting on an exhibition, which is really something that the youngster has to know he's not helping his career?
No, he's definitely not. You know, you've got the hometown fans here. It's a big occasion. Heavyweight heavyweight prospect Riddick Bowe in the main event. A chance to make a good impression in front of the home folks. And Kenny Wack is blowing it. If you're Pepe Correa, you've got to peppy him up one way or another.
There's a very good crowd on hand here tonight. It's the University of the District of Columbia.
We'll see if
located a real beautiful area of Washington, D.C.
We'll see if Wack comes out fired up now.
This is the 5th round, scheduled 6-rounder. Anthony Ross has been able to go 4. With Ross, who does not normally win, he wins about as much as he loses. When he does win, he normally wins via the KO route. He has not thrown anything resembling a potential knockout punch.
He's begging to get knocked out. The fans are not getting excited about this bout. It's the mayor of Washington, controversial Marion Barry, entering the ringside area. That's what stirred up the fans. Certainly nothing in the ring to get stirred up about in this bout, Spencer. Oh, and
push, slip, or whatever.
Takedown by Wack, and he's warned by referee Marshall Cunningham.
Good shot right there. Ross may be in trouble.
He's got Ross out on his feet. Why he doesn't finish him, I don't know. That was an excellent, sharp right hand thrown by Kenneth Wack.
Like in the game of chess, you may be good, but you got to learn the end game. And right now, Kenneth Wack knows how to open pretty well. His middle game is pretty good. His end game needs a lot of work.
Have to go to finishing school.
trouble. It's past tense had.
Let him off the hook, definitely. But belaboring the obvious, Anthony Ross again really not fighting back. Some jurisdictions, rather, a referee would tell Ross either stop fighting or I will disqualify you. Because it's essentially a non-competitive bout.
It'll be interesting in the conclusion of this round to just see what kind of corner coaching Wack is going to get.
I think he needs a whack. Maybe his corner should give him a good whack, a whack in the head to wake him up. Wake up, Wack.
He had him in trouble. He had Ross in trouble. And instead of following up, he let him off the hook.
Coach, you fight like you're 60 fucking years old. I'm gonna be very honest with you. You fight like a 60-year-old man, son. Here, Pete, give me some of that water. Do you hear what I just told you? Huh?
We're having difficulty picking up just what it is being told to him, but just from the lack of animation of the instructions that are coming from Pepe Correa, for me to believe it's not a verbal barrage.
Well, maybe Pepe's patient. Here you see Wack with the nice right hand and then a right uppercut. He's definitely got Ross hurt, and it looked to us like Ross was out on his feet. Yet Kenneth Wack did not finish him off.
And 1 round to go. Scheduled 6-rounder.
Well, I just heard Pepe Correa lean over the ropes last second. He said, get him out of there. So he wants Wack to score a knockout. He's guaranteed a decision on my card anyway.
Wack is following Pepe Correa's instructions. He is looking for a knockout.
Again, in fairness to Kenneth Wack, it's hard to knock out a man who's not trying to win the fight, and Anthony Ross has not tried to win the fight from the opening bell. It's been strictly a survival game. Oh, good right hand by Wack.
And now Ross is in trouble. The second time he's been in trouble. It happened in the 5th round, and Wack let him off the hook that time. Will he do it again? He's got quite a bit of time in which to put him away.
It's just batting practice for Kenneth Wack now. Somehow, I think Anthony Ross will make it to the finish line.
Midway through the 6th and final round. Back to keep Wack away, far enough away.
Nice left hook by Wack, but he, again, no follow-up. Turned over the left hook expertly, but again, no follow-up.
Got him with a good right hand that time. Let's see if he can follow this up.
I guess this is kind of a moral victory for Anthony Ross just to make it to the end of the fight. It's a nice body shot by Kenneth Wack. One of the few body shots he's thrown, he follows up with another.
Anthony Ross is going to make it through the right hand to close it off. Typical of some of the good blows thrown by Kenny Watt. So we'll get a decision on this one. But I don't think there's any doubt that this young man, Kenny Wack, is going to come through with his 6th consecutive decision.
Would you please find a seat in the stands?
We're making an announcement here. We talked about the good crowd. This is some crowd indeed. Matter of fact, they don't have enough room to seat everybody. It's gymnasium, by the way. University of District of Columbia. In 1982, they won the NCAA Division II basketball championship. So we're talking about a pretty good basketball school. They were runner-ups in 1983. In Division II basketball, they play some pretty good hoops on that level.
Been a revival in boxing interest in the area. Of course, the continued presence of Sugar Ray Leonard, who lives over in Maryland, but also 2 current world welterweight champions that came from the Pepe Correa stable, although not affiliated with Pepe now. The 2 welterweight champions, Simon Brown and Maurice Blocker.
I think there's any doubt about who's going to win this one. I'd like you to stay tuned, because coming up next is our feature fight of the evening. It'll be 10 rounds. Olympic silver medalist Riddick Bowe looking for his 19th consecutive win against former WBC heavyweight champion Pinklon Thomas. That follows this bout, follows a decision. We'll take a short break and get back with our feature fight of the evening.
What? You know what you're gonna do? Tom, come here.
Kenny Wack. Well, Wack became a professional when he was 22. He's now 24. And it looks like he's going to be 6-0.
We have a unanimous decision out of the red corner. Kenneth Wack.
Unanimous decision. And nobody is complaining. No one could dispute that one, because Kenny Wack has now become undefeated in 6 consecutive professional fights. Our feature fight coming up next here, right after these messages. One mic will be fine, okay? How do you want? One mic will be fine? Okay, what are we doing?